Alice is getting a rerun, James getting a free skin, Grace and Bernie is getting some buffs for the next version. Not to mention that the new disc set, clearly made for the idols in the 2.6, is clearly made for Anomaly. So I'm pretty sure that starting in the version 2.6, Anomaly is probably going to get some attention. So why not make an updated guide for the best and only A-rank Anomaly unit in the game? We're going to be talking about Piper. Everything that you need to know is going to be here in this quick guide, and the timestamps are down in the video, so feel free to jump around in case you're looking for specific information. Piper is still insanely good, especially for an A-rank option. I still use her to clear endgame content, and much more than Jane, to be honest. The reason for this is simply because Piper has insane build-up. This makes her an amazing option whenever you're trying to play around disorders. She's not good as a hyper carry, but if you're playing with Vivian or any other Anomaly unit that can consistently provide some source of build-up, Piper just works really well. One of her main weaknesses is how vulnerable she feels, especially when you're still learning how to play Piper. You need to use her spins in order to build up stacks and also build up anomalies on the enemy. But this spin provides no iframes for her. The only thing it provides is some damage reduction that can feel a little bit too low, especially against endgame bosses. So tanking all the damage on your face while spinning is going to hurt you quite a lot. This is why you need to use her iframes and dodge counters to cancel the spin whenever you feel that you're going to take a lot of damage. And finally, another really good Piper strength is how flexible she is when it comes to builds. You can adjust your build depending on the weapon that you're using and depending on the buffs available on Deadly Assault. Which, speaking of weapons, a lot of good options are going to be available in the next version. Ella's signature is getting a rerun, and you can also get Jane's signature from the spending event. And if you're looking to get some monochromes to help you with the spending event, today's sponsor can help you with this. Listen, we both know how important it is when it comes to saving money on these gacha games, and that's where LDShop comes in. LDShop.gg is a top-up platform that offers massive discounts and good prices for a lot of different games, including Zenless Zone Zero. All you need is your server and the UID, and you're good to go. You just select what you want to buy, you up everything here, you press top up, and then you're going to get a confirmation detail page. Make sure everything here is correct, because of course you want to get your polychromes and your internet membership, right? You just wait a little bit and your polychromes are going to be delivered to your account that fast. Look at this. And you know there's double top-up bonuses that you get on the first time you buy one of those monochrome packs. LDShop got you covered because they can trigger the double top bonus for you. And the best part is that whenever you spend $80 in a single month, you get a coupon that allows you to get one of those monthly memberships for free, even in an internet membership, as you can see right here. Register your account using my link down in the description and you get a 15 and a 5% coupon that allows you to save up to $50. So stop wasting time and start saving money using LDShop. Thanks LDShop for sponsoring this video. When it comes to the gameplay, most of it's going to revolve around the spinning move, her EX special. That's because her core skill gives power stacks whenever you hit the enemy with your EX special. These power stacks gives physical anomaly build-up rate, which is why Piper is so good at building up assaults and triggering a lot of disorders on the enemy. Also, if you have the additional ability active, whenever you have 20 or more power stacks, all the squad members get 18% damage. The reason for this or more is because her Mindscape 1 increases the cap on power stacks, which means more build-up for your Piper. So keeping these power stacks always available on your Piper is really important, and to do so, you need to have enough energy to use her EX special. So this means that if you just keep spinning on the enemy, you're probably going to run out of energy, and your Piper is also probably going to die, since you don't get iframes while spinning. Learning how to manage your energy and also learning how to avoid taking damage is really important. For example, releasing the EX special button while spinning allows you to use the EX special finisher, and this has iframes on it. The main issue is that it also costs 20 energy, and as I mentioned before, using a lot of energy means that you're probably going to run out of power stacks, since you need to refresh it by spinning on the enemy. That's why the best way to avoid taking damage and also control your energy is dodging enemy attacks, because you can still dodge while spinning on the enemy. By dodging enemy attacks, you avoid the damage. You can also use the dodge counter, which means a little bit of extra energy for your Piper, and that also allows you to transition back again into the spinning move faster than the usual, because if you simply hold down EX special, it's going to take a little bit long to build up speed and start using the EX special. But if you use some of your basic attack, dodge counter, dash attacks, you get some initial speed on your spin. For example, by doing base stack 1, base stack 2, and start spinning, you immediately start from the maximum speed, which means you're going to start your EX special really quickly. Also, as I just said, yes, you always start with your special attack and transition into the EX special. So this means that, for example, a really good interaction is with Fusion Compiler, because it says that whenever you use your special attack or EX special, you get 1 stack of the anomaly proficiency buff. Which means that whenever you spin, you're starting with the special attack, then if you have enough energy, you start your EX special. So this means easy 2 stacks for your Fusion Compiler, which makes Piper really good on getting these stacks and maintaining them with pretty much 100% uptime. When it comes to all the other moves, you're probably not going to be using them that much. If you happen to trigger a defensive assist, well, you're free to use your assist follow-up. The ultimate has some useful interactions, mainly because it resets the anomaly cooldown, which means I usually trigger an assault while spinning, and as soon as I trigger the assault, I press the ultimate button. The ultimate also refreshes the power stacks, which makes it better for you to refresh them even without consuming energy. As for builds, you only have a single option for your 4-piece set, and this is going to be Fanged Metal 4-piece. Thanks to all the increased build-up, Piper can easily maintain this with 100% uptime, and this increased damage is really useful for your Piper damage. If you're thinking about Freedom Blues, I don't recommend, and as I said, Piper has plenty of build-up on her kit. As for the 2-piece, you can use any option between Fatal Melody, Chaos Jazz, Freedom Blues, or Purple Electro. It mostly depends on your substats, so anything with good anomaly proficiency rolls is what you should look to use. And for disc stats, disc 4 is always going to be anomaly proficiency, as Piper deals a lot of damage, triggering anomaly on the enemies. Disc 5 is going to be penetration or damage. There's no reason to go for attack here, as you're usually going to have some kind of attack buff on your team. Either you're using Yuzuha, you're using Astra, or you're using Lucy on your team. All of these units, they provide some kind of attack buff for Piper. And for disc 6, this is the one that you always need to keep an eye out and make sure to adjust depending on your build. For example, if using Whipping Gemini, which is a weapon that provides no build-up, just a lot of anomaly proficiency, you should look to use Anomaly Mastery, since this extra build-up means more anomaly triggers and means more damage for your Piper. But if using a weapon such as Jane's Signature, Alice's Signature, or even Piper's Signature, you can run attack, since these weapons already give you some increased build-up to consistently trigger assault. As for skill upgrade priority, as an anomaly unit, you don't need to worry too much about the skill levels, since the assault damage does not scale with your skill level. You should just focus on leveling up the core skill and also the level of the character. Overall, only level up if you have the spare resources, as the increased damage from leveling up these skills is not going to be that much. For weapons, we have plenty of good options for Piper. For example, you can use Alice's Signature on your Piper, and this is an amazing option. That's because Alice's Signature gives you Anomaly Mastery, which is different from giving build-up. These are 2 different stats, and they multiply each other. Other really good options include Whipping Gemini, which is a really good option for anomaly characters, especially if they are playing around Disorders, since you have another unit to help you get your Whipping Gemini stacks really fast. You can also use Fusion Compiler, as I said before, because of the interaction with her special attack, which allows you to get these Fusion Compiler stacks really quickly and probably keep them with 100% uptime. When it comes to team options, Vivian is going to be one of the best options for your Piper, and that's because Piper can simply trigger a lot of balloons from Vivian. Her EX special costs pretty much no energy, since you can just start a really quick spin and cancel it, but on top of this, you can also use the EX special finisher to trigger a second balloon. So you start spinning, you can release the EX special button, you get all the iframes, you can swap to other characters to refresh buffs, even Vivian herself to use an EX special, and all of this is going to help you trigger more consistent balloons. This means more build up and more damage for your Piper. So while the damage of the balloons are not going to be insane as it happens with Jane, thanks to the crit assaults, which also allows a balloon to do critical damage, you're going to be triggering so many balloons thanks to all the EX specials that it just makes Vivian a really good option for Piper. For the last slot on the team, you can use either Yuzuha as a specialized anomaly support. You can also use Astra, which allows Vivian to consume even more balloons, and by this point you're probably running out of balloons. But you can also use Lucy in case you don't have any of these characters or they are already being used somewhere else. Outside of Vivian, the only other option I recommend you playing with Piper is Bernice, as she's another character that can provide a lot of build-up even when outside of the field. You can even pair this with Lucy to get some really interesting synergy with Lucy Mindscape 6. That's because Lucy Mindscape 6 triggers whenever you hit the enemy with an EX special. And since Piper EX special is pretty long, it means that you're consistently going to trigger a lot of EX specials on the enemy. So this means extra damage from Lucy and also increases the fire buildup on the enemy. Outside of this, I don't recommend playing Piper as a hyper carry, as her damage potential lowers quite a lot. What you can do in case you don't have any of these anomaly units is use Yuzuha and another support unit that is not a physical unit to make then a pseudo anomaly unit thanks to Yuzuha flavor match mechanic. But the build-up is not going to be good enough to consistently give you disorders, so it's not going to be that good. It's just another source of disorder while also trying to maximize the Piper damage. But overall, the best possible scenario is always play Piper with either Vivian or Bernice or any future anomaly unit that can be played from off-field to consistently play around disorders. And that's everything for my Piper guide. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or also join my Discord server and I'll be happy to help you with your Piper questions, as I still play Piper quite a lot in the end game. Just right now, we are not in a really good moment for anomaly units in general, so this rotation, for example, is pretty bad for physical anomalies. But I am pretty sure that in the future we're going to get an anomaly patch, as they are going to start shilling the possible anomaly card that is going to come in the 2.6 with the Angels of Delusion. Thank you so much for watching this video, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.